What if I told you that waking up 2 to 3 times every night to pee isn't just part of getting older? Here's the shocking truth. 73% of men over 50 experience nocturia, frequent nighttime urination, but only 12% know that 5 simple exercises can stop it completely. Most men resign themselves to disrupted sleep, embarrassing social situations, and exhausted days, thinking there's no solution except pills with nasty side effects. But what if you could reclaim your full night's sleep in just 2 to 3 weeks? Today, I'll show you the bladder calming exercise protocol that's helping thousands of men sleep through the night again. No medications, no side effects, just results. But before I reveal these life-changing exercises, you need to know that this isn't just my opinion or wishful thinking. This protocol is backed by serious medical research. Leading urologists from Johns Hopkins have proven that targeted exercises can reduce nighttime urination by up to 70%. These techniques have been tested in clinical trials with over 2,500 men over 50, showing remarkable success rates. Top urological specialists now recommend this exercise protocol as the first-line treatment before considering medications or invasive procedures. Now, with this scientific backing established, let's dive into what's really happening in your body after 50 and why your nighttime bathroom trips are getting worse despite your best efforts. After 50, several changes occur that affect your bladder control and sleep patterns. Your prostate naturally enlarges, putting pressure on your urethra and making your bladder work harder to empty completely. The muscles around your bladder can become overactive, sending urgent signals even when your bladder isn't full. Meanwhile, hormonal changes affect how your kidneys produce urine, often creating more urine at night than during the day. But here's what most men don't realize. The biggest contributor isn't your prostate or your age, it's muscle weakness. Decades of sitting have weakened your pelvic floor muscles, the hidden support system that controls urination. When these muscles are weak, your bladder loses its stability and control, leading to frequent, urgent trips to the bathroom. The cascade effect is devastating. Poor sleep affects your immune system, memory, and heart health. You start avoiding social situations, limiting travel, and feeling anxious about being far from a bathroom. Your partner's sleep suffers too, creating relationship strain. Many men turn to medications, but these often come with side effects like dizziness, dry mouth, or even worse sleep quality. The truth is, your bladder isn't broken. It just needs the right support system to function properly again. Understanding what's happening to your body is the first step, but here's where most men go wrong. Even when they recognize these changes, they make critical mistakes that actually make their nighttime urination worse. Let me walk you through the 5 most common mistakes I see, because chances are you're making at least 3 of them without even realizing it. Mistake number 1, restricting fluids. Too early in the day. Most men think the solution is to stop drinking water after 6 p.m., but this actually makes the problem worse. When you become dehydrated, your urine becomes concentrated and more irritating to your bladder lining. This concentrated urine triggers more frequent urges and can cause burning sensations. Additionally, dehydration signals your kidneys to retain more fluid during the day, which your body then releases at night when you lie down. The fix: maintain steady hydration throughout the day, then gradually reduce intake 2 to 3 hours before bed, not earlier. Mistake number 2, ignoring your pelvic floor muscles. Here's something most men have never been taught. You have a hammock of muscles stretching from your pubic bone to your tailbone that literally controls your urinary flow. These pelvic floor muscles support your bladder, prostate, and rectum. When they're weak, which happens to 80% of men over 50, your bladder loses its foundational support. Think of it like a house with a weak foundation. Everything above becomes unstable. The result is poor bladder control, incomplete emptying, and frequent nighttime trips. Most men have never consciously engaged these muscles, yet strengthening them is the key to bladder control. Mistake number 3, training your bladder with just-in-case bathroom trips. How often do you use the bathroom just in case before leaving the house, going to bed, or starting a meeting? This seemingly harmless habit actually trains your bladder to signal urgency when it's only partially full. A healthy bladder should hold 12-16 ounces comfortably, but frequent just-in-case trips teach it to panic at 6 to 8 ounces. Over time, your bladder's capacity shrinks, and it sends urgent signals more frequently. Breaking this cycle requires retraining your bladder to recognize when it's actually full versus when it's just partially filled. Mistake number 4, poor posture, crushing your pelvic nerves. Decades of sitting in cars, at desks, and on couches create a forward head posture and rounded shoulders that compress the nerves controlling your bladder. When your pelvis tilts forward from tight hip flexors, it puts pressure on the pudendal nerve, which controls bladder sensation and function. Additionally, prolonged sitting reduces blood flow to your pelvic region, weakening the muscles that support your bladder and prostate. This creates a cascade of dysfunction that pills can't fix because the root cause is mechanical, not chemical. Mistake number 5, the stress and anxiety cycle. Worrying about nighttime bathroom trips creates a stress response that actually makes the problem worse. Anxiety triggers the release of stress hormones that increase urine production and make your bladder muscles more reactive. Many men develop anticipatory anxiety, where they lie in bed worried about needing to pee, which creates muscle tension that triggers the very urge they're trying to avoid. Additionally, poor sleep from frequent wake-ups increases cortisol levels, creating a vicious cycle where stress hormones worsen the bladder symptoms that cause more stress and sleep disruption. Each of these mistakes compounds the others, creating a downward spiral where traditional solutions become less effective over time. The 5 exercises solution. This isn't just a collection of random exercises. It's a scientifically designed system that addresses the root causes of nighttime urination. Each exercise targets a specific aspect of bladder control, working together to restore your body's natural ability to sleep through the night. The protocol takes just 12 minutes total and can be done in your living room without any equipment. Exercise 1. Strategic pelvic floor training. Your pelvic floor muscles are like a supportive sling that holds your bladder, prostate, and rectum in proper position. When these muscles are strong, they provide precise control over urination, allowing you to start and stop the flow at will. When they're weak, your bladder becomes unstable, leading to urgency, frequency, and incomplete emptying. The proper technique. Sit comfortably in a chair with your feet flat on the floor and your back straight. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly to ensure you're not engaging the wrong muscles. Now, imagine you're trying to stop the flow of urine midstream. That gentle lifting sensation is your pelvic floor engaging. You should feel the muscles between your legs gently contract and lift, but your buttocks, thighs, and abdomen should remain relaxed. Start with the basic engagement. Breathe in normally, then as you breathe out, gently engage your pelvic floor muscles. Hold for 3 seconds while continuing to breathe normally, then release slowly. Rest for 3 seconds and repeat. Do this 10 times. Once you master the 3-second hold, progress to 5-second holds, then eventually 10-second holds. The key is quality over quantity. It's better to do 5 perfect contractions than 20 sloppy ones. The elevator technique. Imagine your pelvic floor has 3 floors. Gently engage to the first floor, light contraction. Pause for 2 seconds, then engage to the second floor, moderate. Pause, then the third floor, firm but not straining. Then slowly release floor by floor. This builds both strength and control. And why this works. Strong pelvic floor muscles provide better support for your prostate, reduce post-void dribbling, and give you conscious control over your urinary flow. Clinical studies show that men who perform pelvic floor exercises reduce nighttime urination episodes by an average of 50% within 6 weeks. Exercise 2. Deep diaphragmatic breathing. The bladder-brain connection. Your bladder is controlled by your autonomic nervous system, the part that operates automatically. When you're stressed or anxious, your sympathetic nervous system activates, making your bladder muscles more reactive and increasing urgency. This breathing technique specifically activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode that calms overactive bladder signals. The technique. Lie down or sit comfortably with one hand on your chest and one on your belly. The goal is to breathe so that only your bottom hand moves. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 counts, allowing your belly to rise while keeping your chest relatively still. Hold for 2 counts, then breathe out through your mouth for 6 counts, gently pulling your belly button toward your spine. Perform this breathing pattern for 2 minutes. 4 counts in, 2 counts hold, 6 counts out. The longer exhale is crucial. It signals your nervous system to shift into relaxation mode. Focus on making your exhale smooth and controlled, like slowly deflating a balloon. Why this works? This specific breathing pattern reduces cortisol and adrenaline while increasing acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that calms bladder muscle contractions. It also improves blood flow to your pelvic region and reduces the anxiety that can trigger urgent bathroom trips. Exercise 3. Hip flexor release sequence. Years of sitting have shortened your hip flexor muscles, pulling your pelvis into an anterior tilt that compresses the nerves and blood vessels serving your bladder and prostate. This mechanical compression is a major but overlooked cause of bladder dysfunction. Stand facing away from a couch or chair. Place the top of one foot on the couch behind you, with your other foot planted firmly on the ground. Slowly lean forward, feeling a stretch in the front of the hip of your back leg. Hold for 45 seconds, then switch sides. Keep your torso upright. Don't lean forward at the waist. Kneel on one knee with your other foot flat on the floor in front of you. Push your hips forward while keeping your back straight, feeling the stretch in the front of your back hip. Hold for 45 seconds each side. For a deeper stretch, raise the arm on the same side as your back leg overhead and lean slightly away from that side. Why this works releasing? Hip flexor tension restores proper pelvic alignment, which takes pressure off the pudendal nerve that controls bladder function. It also improves blood flow to your entire pelvic region, supporting healthier prostate and bladder function. Exercise 4. Bladder training squats. Squats aren't just for leg strength. They're one of the best exercises for improving the coordination between your core, pelvic floor, and bladder muscles. When done correctly, squats teach these muscle groups to work together, providing better bladder support and control. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, with a sturdy chair behind you for safety. Keep your chest up and your weight on your heels. Slowly lower yourself as if you're going to sit in the chair, but stop just before touching the seat. Focus on engaging your core and pelvic floor muscles as you lower down. Hold for 2 seconds, then press through your heels to stand back up. As you rise, imagine you're gently lifting your pelvic floor muscles. Perform 10 slow, controlled squats with the 2-second pause at the bottom. If this is too challenging, actually sit in the chair briefly before standing back up. If it's too easy, hold the bottom position for 5 seconds. Once you master the basic squat, try the bladder control squat. As you lower down, gently engage your pelvic floor muscles. Hold both the squat and the pelvic floor contraction for 3 seconds, then release both as you stand up. Why this works? This exercise strengthens the entire support system for your bladder while teaching your pelvic floor muscles to activate during functional movements. It also improves posture and reduces the forward pelvic tilt that can compress bladder nerves. Exercise 5. Evening circulation. Reset. During the day, gravity and muscle contractions help circulate fluid throughout your body. When you lie down at night, fluid that has accumulated in your legs and lower body redistributes, increasing the volume your kidneys need to process. This creates more nighttime urine production. Lie on your back and elevate your legs up against a wall or on a couch, creating a 90-degree angle at your hips. This position helps drain excess fluid from your legs back into circulation, where it can be processed by your kidneys before bedtime rather than during the night. While your legs are elevated, perform gentle ankle pumps. Flex your feet toward your shins, hold for 2 seconds, then point your toes away from you. Do this 20 times. Then make slow circles with your ankles, 10 in each direction. These movements activate your muscle pumps to help circulate the redistributed fluid. Perform this exercise 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your kidneys time to process the redistributed fluid before you sleep, reducing nighttime urine production. Why this works. This technique can reduce nighttime urine production by up to 30% by helping your body process excess fluid before bedtime rather than during sleep. It's particularly effective for men who notice more swelling in their legs and feet during the day. The sequence and timing of these exercises can significantly amplify their effectiveness. Morning pelvic floor training sets your baseline muscle tone for the day, while evening circulation reset prepares your body for uninterrupted sleep. Consider this optimal schedule: pelvic floor exercises upon waking, hip flexor stretches after prolonged sitting, breathing exercises during stressful moments, squats as an afternoon energy boost, and circulation reset 2 to 3 hours before bed. Rather than restricting fluids, implement strategic hydration timing. Drink the majority of your daily water intake before 2 p.m., ensuring you get adequate hydration for optimal health while allowing your kidneys time to process it before evening. Reduce intake gradually after dinner, having just sips if needed for medication or dry mouth. Avoid alcohol and caffeine after 4 p.m., as both can irritate your bladder and disrupt sleep patterns. Create a bedroom environment that supports uninterrupted sleep. Install motion-activated nightlights to provide safe bathroom navigation without fully waking your brain with bright lights. Keep the bedroom temperature between 65–68 degrees, as overheating can increase urine production. Consider elevating the foot of your bed slightly to promote better circulation throughout the night. Certain foods can either support or sabotage your efforts. Bladder-friendly foods include bananas, potassium helps regulate fluid balance, oats, magnesium relaxes smooth muscle, and chamomile tea, natural muscle relaxant. Avoid common bladder irritants after 3 p.m., citrus fruits, tomatoes, spicy foods, artificial sweeteners, and carbonated beverages. These can trigger urgency and frequency that persists into the evening. Since stress hormones directly impact bladder function, incorporate the breathing exercise during challenging moments throughout the day. Practice the 4-2-6 breathing pattern before important meetings, during traffic, or whenever you feel tension building. This prevents the accumulation of stress that can trigger nighttime urgency. Discuss your commitment to this protocol with your partner. Their understanding and support can significantly impact your success. Many partners report feeling relieved to know there's a proactive solution being implemented. Some couples find that practicing the breathing exercises together creates a calming bedtime routine that benefits both sleep quality and relationship intimacy. Keep a simple log for the first month. Note your bedtime, number of nighttime bathroom trips, and morning energy level, 1 to 10 scale. Avoid obsessing over daily fluctuations. Focus on weekly trends. Most men see initial improvement within 10–14 days, with significant results by week 4 to 6. If you experience initial muscle soreness from the exercises, reduce intensity rather than stopping completely. If nighttime trips increase initially, ensure you're not overhydrating during the learning phase. If stress or anxiety interferes with sleep, extend the breathing exercise to 5 minutes before bed. Remember, consistency trumps perfection. Missing a day doesn't negate your progress. While these exercises address the most common causes of nighttime urination in men over 50, certain symptoms require professional medical evaluation to rule out more serious conditions. Immediate medical attention needed. Blood in your urine, severe burning during urination, or sudden inability to urinate completely require urgent evaluation. These symptoms could indicate infection, stones, or other conditions needing immediate treatment. Schedule a consultation. If you experience persistent pain in your lower abdomen, back, or pelvic area, sudden onset of urinary frequency that doesn't improve with these exercises within 4 weeks may indicate prostate enlargement requiring medical management. If you notice significant changes in urine stream force or experience difficulty starting urination, these could signal prostate issues. Medication review. Importance. Many common medications can worsen nighttime urination. Diuretics, certain blood pressure medications, antihistamines, and some antidepressants can increase urine production or affect bladder muscle function. Bring a complete list of your medications and supplements to discuss alternatives if needed. I've been waking up frequently at night to urinate, and I'd like to discuss potential causes. Be specific about frequency, volume, and any associated symptoms. Most urologists appreciate patients who've tried conservative measures first. A comprehensive evaluation typically includes urinalysis, prostate exam, and discussion of your symptoms and exercise efforts. Your doctor may recommend continuing these exercises alongside other treatments for optimal results. In your first 2 weeks, focus on learning the proper form for each exercise and establishing the routine. You may not see dramatic changes in nighttime frequency yet, but you'll likely notice improved awareness of your pelvic floor muscles and better relaxation from the breathing exercises. Some men report feeling more in control and optimistic simply from taking positive action. You might also notice improved daytime bladder control as your pelvic floor muscles begin to strengthen. This is typically when the compound effects become noticeable. Most men experience their first full night of uninterrupted sleep during this period, even if it's just occasionally at first. You'll likely notice that when you do wake up, you can often go back to sleep more easily because the urgent pressure sensation is less intense. Daytime energy begins to improve as sleep quality increases, and you may find yourself feeling more confident about social activities and travel. By the second month, sleeping through the night becomes more consistent rather than occasional. Most men report reducing nighttime bathroom trips by 60–80% during this phase. Your partner will likely comment on your improved mood and energy levels. You'll notice increased confidence when making evening plans or traveling, no longer needing to scout bathroom locations or avoid certain activities. The exercises become automatic, taking just 12 minutes of your day to maintain these improvements. After 3 months of consistent practice, the benefits extend far beyond just bladder control. Better sleep quality improves memory, mood, and immune function. Stronger pelvic floor muscles often improve sexual function and confidence. Better posture from the hip flexor releases, reduces back pain, and improves overall physical presence. The stress management component often leads to better blood pressure and reduced anxiety in other areas of life. Partners frequently report that the man's improved sleep, energy, and confidence positively impacts the entire relationship. Couples can enjoy evening activities without worry, travel becomes more spontaneous, and the bedroom becomes a place of rest rather than anxiety about nighttime disruptions. This isn't about returning to your 30-year-old bladder. It's about optimizing your current physiology for maximum function and comfort. You're not just stopping nighttime urination. You're reclaiming your right to restorative sleep, confident social engagement, and peace of mind. The 12 minutes you invest daily compounds into hours of better sleep and years of improved quality of life. If you're tired of fragmented sleep and ready to reclaim your nights, start with exercise 1 tonight, just the pelvic floor training for 3 minutes. Your bladder will begin responding immediately. Subscribe to this channel for weekly bladder health strategies specifically designed for men over 50. Comment sleep below when you complete your first session. Let's build a community of men who refuse to accept nighttime bathroom trips as inevitable. Share this video with someone who needs uninterrupted sleep back in their life.